Residents hear about how their input is being used to improve traffic safety, the environment, and more in the area.
WIFR News reporter Anthony Ferretti talks with two members of the Region 1 Planning Council's Community Advisory Forum on how your feedback will help improve the quality of life for the region.
More than 24 members representing agencies and organizations in Winnebago, Boone, Ogle, and McHenry counties heard updates on how your feedback is being utilized in areas like livable communities and health and transportation.
Region 1 Planning Council is a linchpin in our community.
R1 created the Community Advisory Forum in 2023. It's currently made up of more than 24 groups.
These issues can be a little bit different from place to place and from really citizen to citizen. So R1 needs that input.
Ryan Bronze is one business member who heard updates on various projects. The Winnebago County Community Mental Health Board shared its data dashboard, which shows how every dollar from the mental health sales tax is used.
It's providing a necessary accountability, really, and transparency for all of us.
We have to make sure that we are part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Shahid Nazir says his organization joined to do just that. The Muslim Association of Greater Rockford is a new member. Nazir says transportation is an issue.
Not everybody can afford a car, not everybody has a driver's license. The transportation mode is very primitive. But here, if you don't have a car, you can't even go and pick up groceries.
Braun says something else he learned Thursday is the importance of transportation to healthcare, which is why R1 is starting a healthcare rideshare service with a group that specializes in this initiative.
Fill out these surveys, give them your opinion, because that is being factored into all this planning. And this planning connects to dollars, and it connects to very real projects.
Input for parking will run from March 12th to April 11th. Public comment for the Climate Action Plan will be from March 18th to April 22nd. We'll put more information on feedback and the projects that will be on our website.
Exciting update. Yeah, all right. Thank you, Anthony. And another update, the Keith Creek neighborhood will get some TLC through the Livable Communities Initiative. It will focus on several goals. This includes reducing flooding and broadening housing choices.